Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to share with you the exact formula I use to save money. Hey, if this is your first time joining me, my name is Alex. I share with you tools, tips, and strategies to help you overcome your fear, anxiety, and doubt about money so you can live your best life. So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the formula I use for saving money. Now, I'll be very honest, it isn't necessarily a formula, but I'm just going to share with you really kind of my approach and my strategies for saving more money. Okay, so if that's something that interests you, you definitely want to watch this video all the way through. And this is the type of content that I share with you, so please consider hitting the like or subscribe button. So, okay, guys. So let's talk about the formula or strategies I use to save money. The first thing that the first thing you want to do is, in order to save money, you have to first know where your money is going. Where are you spending most of your money, right? You can't possibly start saving money until you understand what money there is to save, right? It makes sense. So a lot of times people, always, start with tactics, right? And what we're not doing is we're not really being strategic and really thinking the process all the way through. Okay, and so when you do that, you generally come up with a different approach than some of the tactics, the tips and tricks that people want to share with you. So first and foremost, you want to understand, where are you spending your money? Okay, that's the first thing you want to do. Now, the second thing that you want to do is you want to understand what is most important to you. What are your main priorities? What are the things that are really, really important to you and in your life? Which of these things give your life value? Which of these things make your life more enjoyable? Right? Those are the things that you definitely want to focus on, and you want to maintain those things. Now, when you have a better understanding of what's important to you, now you can start to identify what things are not as important to you. These are potential areas where you can start what? You can start cutting, where you can start saving money. All right? So, it begins with, first of all, tracking your dollars. Tracking your dollars, knowing exactly where you're spending your money. I usually say, look at the previous 2 months, look at your spending for the past 2 months, and assess, where am I spending my money? All right. Determine what your priorities are. What's most important to you? Those things you generally, you want to try to keep if you can. The other stuff that's not that important to you, the other things that aren't a priority for you, get rid of them, cut them, nix them, 86 them, right? All right. So those are the first two things. Now, interestingly enough, when most people put together a budget, one of the things that you will not see on your budget, 9 times out of 10, you won't see a line item that says taxes. People forget and don't understand just how much taxes takes a chunk out of your income. If you are a wage earner, job holder, you get a check. Okay? If your money is coming from being employed, that is considered earned income. If you didn't know, by the way, earned income is actually taxed higher than any other form of income. Okay? So, with that being the case, The next thing that you really should look at is you really should try to understand, get a better understanding about taxes, because this is where a bulk, probably the largest percentage of your money is probably going towards taxes. You may spend, the biggest category might be housing. Okay. Can't really, you know, do too much about that unless you're willing to cut your lifestyle. You're willing to move to a cheaper area, a cheaper house, a cheaper apartment, right? But taxes is something that you can really begin to cut out. So when you begin to understand that as a wage earner, as someone who earns a check, taxes, the tax system isn't set up for you to win. It's set up for people who are business owners and investors to win. So the thing that you really want to do is you really want to create some type of home-based business, right? That at a minimum can help you shield some of your income from your job. Okay. The other thing you want to think about is you want to think about the other sources of income. And I talk about this in great detail in my Financial Independence 30-day boot camp. There'll be a link below where you can check that out. But I talk more about understanding what the 8 streams of income are. And when you know what those are, now you can start looking for opportunities within those categories. Did you know any gains that you get from stocks, bonds, capital investments, right? Investments where you money that's generated from your money. Those things, if you keep those investments longer than a year, you'll never be taxed any more than 15%. No more than 15%. Okay. If you are a business owner and most of your income comes from operating a business, guess what? You get to write off all of your tax, all your expenses first, and then you get taxed on what's left. If you have a job, you get taxed on that on your gross. That's what gets taxed if you have a job. If you generate most of your income from, say, flipping houses, okay? If you sell one house, okay, if you sell the residence that you're in now, if you sell that house and you buy another house within 180 days, guess what? You don't pay taxes on the sale of that first home. And you can keep rolling it over and over and over again. You buy another house, you roll the proceeds over into the new house. You buy another, so on and so forth. And you never have to pay taxes on the gains. It's called 1031 exchange. See, these are the things that you really need to know and understand in order to maximize the tax laws and use them to your advantage. If you do that, you will really understand that's probably where you can save the biggest bulk of dollars. And then you can go on from there and you can look for things like you can cut down your auto insurance. You can bundle your auto and home and those things, right? You might look at, see if you've been paying any banking fees, right? You shouldn't be paying any fees for a checking account at all. If you're being charged a fee, find another bank. You need to go to another bank because in today's time, you should not be paying for banking services at all. Okay. Um, you might be looking at interest rates. If you have high interest rates on some of your debt, some of your credit cards, call up your company. See if you can negotiate with them to see if you can get a lower interest rate if you are carrying a balance on some of these on your credit cards or loans. See, these are ways and strategies you can begin to cut costs. But like I said before, it all starts with number one, doing a budget, understanding where you're spending your money, where the bulk of your money is going, and then number two, understanding what priorities are most important in your life and trying to get rid of all the other stuff. Understand how to use the tax laws to your benefit, all right? And now, once you've made all of the cuts, once you've gotten all of those extra expenses out of the way, once you've gotten those subscriptions and all the other stuff out of the way, right? Now you want to make sure that you are paying yourself first. Pay yourself first. Take the money out first. Don't pay all your other bills. Don't pay all those other expenses and then try to save what's left. Nine times out of 10, you won't have much left, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure you pay yourself first, and you want your lifestyle to fit into what's left. That's how you live. That's how you never live above your means, right? If you're spending all of the money and then you never save anything, who gets left out? Who gets cut out of this process? You do. And so now you don't have money that you can use to grow your future lifestyle and to for you to be able to invest and buy other assets and other things that can help fund your lifestyle. So there you have it, guys. That's my strategy. That's my formula for saving money. But if you're not doing any of that right now, please, by all means, listen to what I'm sharing with you. Go through the steps, go through the process, and really begin to understand, well, what are your priorities? Understand where your money is going. Understand tax law. Figure out how you can save money on taxes. Understand what your priorities are, and get rid of all the other stuff that doesn't matter. Okay. And once you have all of those savings, make sure you pay yourself first. There you go. That's it. If you happen to be someone who has, you may be a little impulsive, and saving might be a little bit difficult for you. I encourage you to open up an online baking account, right? Do not get a debit card associated with it. So that way it makes it just a little bit more difficult for you to get access to that money. Because again, that money is designed for you to save. All right. If you are getting a check from your employer, have savings come out of your check before you get it. That way, you won't be tempted to spend money in situations where you should be saving. So these are all strategies. When you know yourself and understand yourself, when you are clear about what your priorities and your goals are, you can begin to set up an environment that helps you to be more successful in your savings efforts. All right. So there you guys have it. Make sure you get started today. I look forward to seeing you on the next video. All right. Take care. God bless.